Well, Naruto was coming off a great introduction arc, so now it was time for a second arc. Could the series continue on its high form? Let's find out and jump straight into it. So we open with Naruto waking up for a new mission, meeting up with Sasuke and Sakura. Ah, sexual tension, real nice. A rare moment where Sakura sees herself as the suffering same person to Naruto and Sasuke's antics. I wish Kishimoto had done this more often. Kakashi arrives and Naruto once again complains that all of their missions have been too easy. We get a clip of the mission having ended, and apparently Kishimoto was told to skip the missions because the world building was too slow. I wish Kishimoto had not listened and did more missions, because while the Land of Waves was a good start, there needed to be more missions to flesh out their relationships. We get some more dynamics here. Sasuke is clearly still not willing to be a team player, seen when he insults Naruto and Sakura. We get some refreshments as to the dynamics. A scene where Sakura chases Naruto and Konohamaru takes place, where we get reminders of Sakura's temper, but ultimately this sequence serves to introduce us to our antagonists of this arc, and we get introduced to the other team members of Konoha. I did notice that these characters didn't appear in the early chapters, which lends credence to the idea that Kishimoto put them in later rather than planning them early on. In one of his interviews after the series ended, he confirmed that they were added in because his editor had told him that he had to create more characters, which sadly explains a lot. The third Hokage assembles the village senseis and tells them that the Chunnin Exams are about to begin. Kurenai and Asuma are the senseis of Team 8 and 10, so we got 7, 8, and 10. Who's Team 9? Iruka doesn't think that they are ready for the Chunin Exams, but Kakashi comments that he became a Chunin when he was much younger. Kakashi shows a bit of a materialistic side to him when he comments that they are not his students, they are his soldiers. Meanwhile, Naruto, Sakura, and the kids are confronted by the Sand siblings known as Temari and Kankuro. Then Sasuke pretty much shows up Naruto once again. Yeah, reinforcement of the rivalry, of course. But then we get introduced to our main adversary for this arc, Gaara. Gaara shows just how merciless he is by threatening to kill Kankuro. Sakura notices that they are from the hidden sand village and demands that they explain why they are there. Temari explains they are there to take the Chunnin Exams. Sasuke and Gaara take note of each other, and he doesn't think anything of Naruto. As Gaara leaves, we see 3 strangers watching them. We then get introduced to Team Guy, or at least a brief preview. While Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura wait for Kakashi, Sasuke once again gets annoyed by his team's extrovertness, for lack of a better word. While Naruto is focused on getting acknowledged, Sasuke is more interested in fighting Gaara. Sakura, however, is depressed because she can't keep up with Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, better get used to that. However, as they enter, Sasuke mentions that they should let them through, and notices the genjutsu, and in a positive showing, notes that Sakura's genjutsu has improved, which shows that he is beginning to warm up to his comrades. It's here we get introduced to Rock Lee. We don't get names of his other teammates just yet, but Rock Lee challenges Sasuke to a fight. Naruto's finally had enough of this and charges at Rock Lee, but Rock Lee rather easily dispatches him. Sasuke is having a hard time too, as his Sharingan can't read Rock Lee's attacks, which is because Lee doesn't use ninjutsu or genjutsu, he uses taijutsu, which doesn't use chakra. Rock Lee wants to prove that hard work surpasses genius. Oh boy. After an amusing scene, we are introduced to Guy, Rock Lee's sensei. Ah, what an introduction, coming in on the back of a giant turtle. He introduces himself as Kakashi's rival. Kishimoto revealed that Guy was originally from a whole other village, so this is a bit of a leftover from that plan. While shaken, the 3 are excited at the prospect of the Chunin Exams. They arrive at the exams, and Kakashi tells them that only as a team of 3 can they enter, thus he's proud that they were able to come of their own accord. As they enter, we get a proper introduction of the other rookies. First up is Ino, Sakura's rival for Sasuke's affections that he doesn't seem to care about. Shikamaru, a lazy bum who's always complaining about everything. Choji, a fat kid who's always eating. Then we meet Team 8. Hinata, who obviously has a crush on Naruto, who's oblivious. Kiba, who is just like Naruto, a hyperactive idiot. And Shino, who, well, moving on. We get introduced to Kabuto, who tells them that pretty much everyone is there from the Hidden Rain Village, and that this is going to be against the best elite Genyin. Naruto shows no fear as he declares he won't lose. Yeah, this is reoccurring. This leads into the first part of the Chunnin Exams, a paper test. For Naruto, this is a bad thing. Also, if you get caught cheating, you lose points. So the test is on. We see that Sakura is the only one able to answer questions without cheating, while Naruto is, not doing so well. Sasuke can't even answer the questions. This serves to show that Sakura is the smart girl. She's the one who delivers the most exposition, and it's a rule that didn't stick for various reasons. We get various scenes of the characters using their abilities to cheat, such as Ino using her mind transfer jutsu and Neji using his Bakugan. When the 10th question rolls around, we do get good views of Naruto's dedication. Sakura will not let his dream be crushed, and Sasuke just smirks. This ends up passing all those remaining because they were willing to go this far for their teams. It's then that we get introduced to Anko. Yeah, Anko. Boy, I forgot how quickly this arc introduces more characters. Now, granted, this is because Kishimoto was told by his editor to put more characters in, as I said so before. So the second exam takes place. This time they are to acquire 2 scrolls, Heaven and Earth. They are to last 5 days in the woods together, survival training at its best. Anko's only advice to them is, don't die. Yeah, that's just great. With the teams in play, along with a mysterious Grassnin team, the team set out. So in no time, Sasuke discovers that Naruto is actually a fake. In fact, he figures it out pretty easily, so Kishimoto is taking the time to establish that Sasuke is smart. A massive battle ensues with this mysterious woman taking interest in Sasuke. Naruto, meanwhile, gets swallowed by a giant snake. That's gotta suck. He manages to get out by filling it up with clones. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Sakura are under attack. Sasuke in particular is panicking really hard right now, to the point where he nearly gives up his scroll. But Naruto doesn't let him because that's not the Sasuke he knows. This will turn tragic. Naruto accesses his Nine Tails and nearly beats, what should I call this person? I mean, I know who it really is, but right now I'm struggling to think of a name. Forget it. Back on track, the Snake Woman puts a seal on Naruto, which leaves him weak and vulnerable. But Sakura is able to save him with a quick kunai. Here, Sakura actually yells at Sasuke, something she almost never does. I really do wish she did this more often. However, this has the unfortunate effect of having Sasuke charge at Snake Woman. After all, if he backs down from this, how can he expect to be able to kill his brother? Unfortunately, as the skin melts off the woman, she is actually a he. His name is Orochimaru, and he leaps forth and bites Sasuke on the neck, putting a curse mark while ominously swearing that Sasuke will one day seek him out. With Naruto and Sasuke left incapacitated, Sakura is left alone. Meanwhile, Anko is searching for Orochimaru. Seems she has a history with him, but sadly she can't do anything to stop him. Meanwhile, there's a very quick scene of Neji avoiding a conflict with Team 10 because he sees them as beneath him. Interesting characterization for Neji. Meanwhile, Rock Lee comes to Sakura's aid. Though he puts up a valiant fight, he is quickly cast aside as he has not perfected his Lotus technique, so Lee is knocked out. Sakura is left alone while Team 10 watches. Here we get some foreshadowing that Ino and Sakura used to be great friends. In what's actually a pretty badass moment, Sakura cuts her hair to get out of a jam. Ino flashes back to Sakura. That forehead of hers is a sensitive mark for her since most people make fun of it. Interesting foreshadowing, but for what? As Team 10 finally comes to Sakura's aid, Neji and Tenten appear as well. Here, Neji interestingly shows some respect for Lee despite considering him a freak. The only team that doesn't come to Team 7's aid is Team 8. Better get used to Team 8 not getting anything to do. Sasuke wakes up and he's quite different. He's overflowing with power. He's an Avenger. No. Not the cool ones. Sasuke pretty much annihilates them. It's no contest. Sakura is able to calm Sasuke down by hugging him, and she questions as to why Orochimaru wanted them to kill Sasuke. It's obvious that Orochimaru told them to do so that Sasuke's curse seal would activate. So we get some cooldown. Ino and Sakura get along again, and Sakura has warmed up to Lee. Meanwhile, Neji takes notes of Sasuke as a formidable enemy. I wonder if Kishimoto had a vague idea of making the Hyuga and Uchiha clans enemies. If so, it's an idea that he dropped. Meanwhile, Anko is intercepted, and we get more insight as to why Orochimaru is a big threat. So we finally catch up with Team 8, who are spying on Gaara and his team. These scenes mostly serve to establish Gaara as merciless and ruthless, so now the question is, who's the most dangerous antagonist? Gaara, this strange boy from the sand, or Orochimaru, the mysterious snake man who has caused such a dark change in Sasuke? Kishimoto has done a good job of setting up the dynamics between them. Are they connected in some way? Gaara is even cold to his own two siblings as he nearly kills Team 8 with his attack, but Temari finally convinces him to stand down. Meanwhile, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are camping for food. Naruto seriously considers opening the scroll, which would be a terrible idea, but Kabuto stops him just in time, which then proceeds to go into another fight scene between Team 7 and, these guys. Their names escape me. Yeah, it's a bit of a recurring problem with the cast size basically doubling, or maybe tripling. I'm having a hard time remembering some of these people's names. I think Kishimoto was really dragging his heels during this part because I was really ready to move on to the next part of the exam, but it does establish that Naruto's weak from the seal placed on him. With that, Team 7 now has both seals, Heaven and Earth, but Kabuto reveals that he is a double agent and that he's been working for Orochimaru the whole time. Bummer. They open the scrolls and are surprised to see Iruka has been summoned to them. Iruka congratulates them on a job well done. He points out that Naruto has Earth, he lacks Heaven, while Sakura lacks Earth but possesses Heaven, while Sasuke possesses both. Iruka prepares them for their next assignment while Anko reports to the third Hokage about Orochimaru's activities, and the third suspects that he's after Sasuke, but for now the exam must proceed as planned. The third Hokage tells them that the villages take the Chunnin Exams together as a way to promote friendship between the countries, but the true reason is that they're a replacement for the wars of the past. After all, what was once your enemy can be your friend. The strength of a country is the strength of a shinobi. So they're basically drafting these kids to go to war. Kabuto decides to keep an eye on things while Sakura pleads to Sasuke not to fight because he's not ready, but he rather coldly brushes her off. Yeah, he went from respecting her to basically showing contempt for her. You could say that this is due to the mark's influence, but it's not a good sign at all. So the third test will begin, which is basically one-on-one battles. The first fight is Sasuke versus Akido Yori. I don't think I pronounced that right, I'm sorry. It's not much of a fight, but we do get insight that the Curse Seal is controlling Sasuke. He manages to fight it off and rather easily defeats him using Lee's Lotus move to do so. Second match is Shino versus Zaku. Kakashi seals Sasuke's Curse Seal, but then Orochimaru walks into the room. Boy, the Hidden Leaf Village really has crappy protection. Kakashi can't bring himself to attack Orochimaru as he's paralyzed by fear. Shino defeats Zaku. We see that Shino's special ability is that he can use bugs, which is pretty disgusting. Then comes Shirugi versus Kankuro. Kankuro shows his proficiency in using puppets. Next match is Sakura versus Ino. Oh boy, this fight is not particularly interesting to me. I mean, it is nice that Kishimoto attempts, note I said attempts to flesh out their history, but it's obvious he wasn't very interested in it. There is a nice moment where Naruto encourages Sakura to fight back against Ino's body transfer, which actually does work. Either way, this fight ends in a draw. Alright then, kinda pointless in retrospect. I don't know why Kishimoto couldn't have just had Sakura win an outright victory here. So, next match is Tenten versus Temari, which just has Sakura and Ino wrap up playing over it, and, wow! He did not care. He really did not care. Next match is Shikamaru versus Kintsuchi. The fight is actually pretty cool with Shikamaru using his shadow technique. Naruto versus Kiba. Yeah, this fight seems over in a second. Everyone believes that Naruto is down, except for Sakura and Kakashi, who know Naruto too well. Naruto then puts up a surprising fight, which shows that he's not the loser everyone thinks of him as. It's a pretty good fight too, with clever battle tactics, even if the ending is undignified. Hinata then gives Naruto some ointment, which he accepts. Although I find this scene unusually funny because poor Kiba, if anybody needs ointment, it's the guy who's getting dragged away on a stretcher. Of course, she does go to give the ointment to Kiba in the following chapter, so that's good. But this mostly serves to foreshadow that Neji and Hinata are not getting along as we begin Neji versus Hinata. Hinata is from the main branch, while Neji is from a lower class branch. We get an interesting contrast between them. Neji believes losers will always be losers. Here, Kishimoto gives us one of many origins for the Uchiha clan. So it seems like there was a plan for the Uchiha and Hyuga clans to be related. I could see it. Neji and Hinata are literally presented as yin-yang. Neji's words strike a nerve with Naruto as he yells at Hinata to not lose to him, which gives Hinata the courage to stand up for herself. Though she tries valiantly, she is no match for Neji. She stands back up, but Neji says that people cannot change. That is destiny. Hinata does point out that Neji is doing just that before passing out. Now, I'm keeping thoughts on shipping quiet for the time being, but really the purpose of this is to give Naruto a motivation to want to beat Neji in the finals. After all, Neji believes that people can't change, that you are tied to your fate, which is the exact opposite of what Naruto believes. Next fight is Rock Lee vs. Gaara, and though Rock Lee is outmatched, he certainly tries his best. Rock Lee gets to show off how much he's grown as a fighter. In the flashback, he recalls Guy asking them what they want to be ninjas for. Tenten mentions she wants to be a famous ninja like Tsunade. Foreshadowing! This is probably Kishimoto's attempt to try to add some depth to Tenten's character that never really worked. Rock Lee wants to prove his worth as a ninja, and he certainly does that throughout this battle. We get tons of foreshadowing here. First of the 8 gates, a technique that will certainly come into play later. Second, Gaara notices someone in his flashbacks as he's struggling in his fight against Lee. So Rock Lee still stands ready to fight, but Guy tells him that he's already proven he's a great ninja. Aw, that's so nice. So that concludes this section of... Oh yeah, Joji fights Doso, but it's over pretty quickly. Kishimoto does set up some thoughts of betrayal from Doso towards Orochimaru, but does that end up actually going anywhere? Memory's a little blank on that. Guess I'll find out. Well, these fights are really well done. Not only do they show off different tactics and techniques, we get to see characters such as Sakura, Naruto, Hinata, and Rock Lee fight against overwhelming odds, even if only Naruto ends up succeeding. Kishimoto is showing the benefits of hard work, while also showing that genius talent has its benefits too. But I'm going to stop this video here for the time being. Part 2 should be out soon. Thanks for watching. This is RetrospectGreg signing off. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more. Take care!